Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 game, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2 game, y'all, let's get it. Like, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, this lady that turned me out. It's crazy, man. I'm standing there, and I gave her what she asked for, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. Pause. I gave her what she asked for, man. I promise you, man, this lady was standing in my door like this. She watched every moment. She never looked me in my eyeballs much. She was like, I'm standing there like, man, at least you can look me in my eyeballs from time to time. She like this. Next thing you know, pause. I'm like, oh. The embarrassing part, the tissue. I mean, get myself together. She like, thank you, White. I said, hold on, man, Miss Ray. She like, what? I said, look. I said, yo, what you gonna be getting out on the street? She was like, what? I was like, what you gonna get out on the street? She was like, why you asking me that? I said, why you want to keep me off? I said, I thought by now we'll at least be doing something else by now. I said, what's up with some head game? She was like, no, I can't lose my job. She was like, you trying to tell me I ain't looking out for you? This is what you saying? You trying to tell me this ain't looking out for you? You think I ain't playing fair? I can lose my job for doing this, but I like you. I like you. I'm letting you do this. I'm letting you do this right here because I like you. I said, you don't like me enough for me to take care of you? She was like, it ain't about, I don't need you to take care of me, White. I just like to see what I like to see. So right then and there, the only thing that popped in my head was the C or nympho. She got to be, man. I'm like, wow, this lady just, she want to keep seeing me do the ones and twos. She want to keep seeing me DJ. Iffy. I don't want to keep DJing, y'all. I want the la-la, y'all, so boom. But nevertheless, man, you know, I got to take what I can get, man. And just keep working on my project, man, because when you get in that good with a CO, man, like, you never know where it can go. Now, she's real stern about what she's saying she's not going to do. But at the end of the day, man, I still had her slightly, man. That was enough for me. Even though I was feeling used. I ain't even gonna lie, I was feeling used because it was like, I was getting nothing out the deal except her eyeballs. Like, now this might be a good deal if I was living the life as the #1 Donna. If I was living that life, then this would be a dream right here, y'all. This would be like being in a fun park for free. So like, this isn't that type of situation because I'm not one of those guys. You know what I mean? Like, if I need to take care of business, I'm gonna grab a magazine game. But like a woman, like this brings a different type of heat. Like I'm flattered. But at the end of the day, I'm getting tired of it because it's not my lane. And for real, I'm thinking like, they're only doing this until I get some real poo-poo, man. But at the end of the day, Miss Ray is not, she's not going for it. She's not going for it, man. So I said, you know what, man? I said, I gotta do what only a real man should do right now when a woman got this much leverage that work in the place you locked up at. I said, I'm gonna stop speaking to her like I'm mad. You know what I mean? So when she came back to work the next day, she seen me. I just walked right past her. I was like, went over here. I see her look at me like, oh, you ain't gonna speak type of face. I'm like, yeah, man. I got one headphone hanging off my ear. My other joint on, I'm talking to my homeboy. I'm like, yeah, bro. Yeah, she like right over there. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, man, I'm going to watch this movie tonight. I ain't even cleaning up later or nothing, man. I'm like, I'm chilling out, bro. You know what I mean? I ain't doing nothing. I heard somebody say, hey, White. I'm like, what happened? She was like, hey, White. I was like, oh, how you doing, Miss Ray? She was like, how your day been going? I was like, my day been going good. What about yourself? She was like, my day been going good. I seen her eyeballs, like she couldn't help it. She's a major nympho. As she was talking, having that little slight conversation, her eyeballs said, ain't nothing, it's been going good. I was like, this lady a maniac. So I was like, all right, man. I don't know if that was a sign or what, but I'm going back to being mad because I'm not finna just keep being used, but I still rock with her, but I'm just trying this move right here to see if it works. So we had that conversation. They call it child. We go to child. I'm walking in the back. So the CO's got to walk with you to child hall. they'll be in like the back of the line, the people that leave last. So we walking kind of like in the last. So she talking to one dude, you know what I mean? She talking to him. He like, yeah, Miss Ray, oh, yeah, dude. She like, man, you're old, but I can't do nothing with your old butt. So she joking back and forth with him. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, that joke crazy. So next thing you know, she see me. She's out there. She see me when we get to the chow. So when we get to the chow, she see me. She see me again. We get our tree. She like, White, look, what you mad or something? I'm like, why you say that? She was like, cause you ain't been saying nothing to me. I said, you know, I don't never sweat you like that, Miss Ray. She said, I ain't saying you sweating me, but I can see it all in your aura. You look mad. You mad? I was like, nah, I ain't mad. She said, nah, you mad about something. What you mad about? Go ahead and be honest about it. Be a man. I'm like, man, you don't want me to be a man. She was like, man, whatever. We'll finish this conversation later. I'll come to your cell. I was like, nah. I was like, nah. She was like, nah. I was like, nah, look. We need to talk. We ain't talking in my cell. She like, that's the only place where it's private at. I was like, I understand that. I said, but at the same time, man, you ain't never trying to even touch it. You ain't trying to do nothing. Like, finish the job every blue moon for like something. She like, nah, I already told you I can't lose my job. I said, so, all right, look, I was about to get into the whole conversation. I let it go. I was like, all right, man. You know what I mean, I go back over to the table. I was getting something to drink. I go back to the table, my homeboy. We eat. It's time to go back. We go back to the pod. You know what I mean? Everybody in the joint. They about to lock down. Everybody cleaning in the joint. I go do my little job. I don't say nothing to her. I don't say nothing to her in the joint. You know what I mean? I don't say nothing to her. But it's like, man, she gotta pay. Like this man, listen, man, like, she might think like she's doing me a favor, man. I know a lot of dudes like, yo, Weezy, look, for real, you should have just kept that joint. Bro, listen, I needed more, man, like, for real. I never had a roller. I never had a lady to be like, yo, this is my girlfriend. You know what I mean? She's bringing the pack. She's doing what I'm telling. I never had that situation. I always seek for it, but I never chased it either. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm looking at this like, yo, like, I got her, but I got to show her a side that maybe she'll move if I'm showing that I ain't really trying to be interested in her like that no more. So I buck on her that first day. You know what I mean? Don't say nothing to her. We clean up. I don't say nothing to her. The next day roll around. She see me. She like, hey, White. I'm like, yo, what's up? She was like, you just ain't going to speak to me no more. Like, just stop. You just going to stop what we got going on. I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to do all that. But I'm like, yo, I'm like, for real. I know I'm in the old head part, man. I was like, I know. I said, but look, I'm young. I ain't number 24. I said, yo, I like to get money. Like, I'm with getting to the money. I ain't never been a hot dude. I said, I just like getting to the money. That's it, man. Like for real. I was like, it ain't nothing like that. I just feel like you rock with me and you trust me. You know what I mean? I said, because you got me upstairs being the number one donor. I said, you got to trust me a little bit. She like, that's different though. She was like, I just like seeing you do it. Like, you turn me on, the way your arm muscles flex when you doing it. Like, the way I see the vein in your neck. I saw a vein in my neck. She was like, yeah, you be having a vein right here when you be doing that. I'm like, see, man, she got me all vulnerable and stuff. Pause. Like, so she see a vein in my neck, man. I'm like, man. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, look, Miss Ray, I'm not trying to get you in trouble. That'd be a dude's favorite line. I'm not trying to get you in trouble, man. Like, but like, I gotta earn though, man. Like, I can't be with you and I'm not earning. I feel less of a man. She was like, look, I understand that. She was like, but look, I'm in here with you. Like, you my baby when I'm here. I was like, you got a boyfriend on the street? She was like, nah. I said, I can tell. She was like, what? I was like, man, you can't be out there and ain't nobody handling business the way you be trying to come in here. She was like, look, I don't want that from everybody in here. She was like, matter of fact, I'll stop. Like, it's a few people that I don't pay no mind. I just don't write them up for it. You know what I mean? She was like, but at the same time, if you want me to stop, I'll stop. It'll just be you. You the only one. I'm like, nah, you ain't got to do all that, man. You ain't got to do all that, man. I was like, because I want more. I just don't want to be the number one. Nah, I don't want to be just the number one. I said, I want to be the number one of your whole body. I said, I don't want just your eyeballs, man. I said, I'm not liking your eyeballs. I'm loving your whole body, your style, everything. She was like, man, like, as much as I was trying to get this lady to break her, she wasn't bending, man. Like, she was just like, she had her mind made up to what it was, man. I never had a situation like this, man. So she wasn't with it, man. You know what I mean? She was going back and forth, man. Man, she, like, her last words, like, for real, man. She was like, look, this is what I'm gonna do. She was like, look, this is what I'm gonna do. When they go outside, Rick, we gonna come back and have this conversation. I said, nah, because you come back and have this conversation, I said, you gonna have me in that jank shaking out again. You know what I mean? She like, what's wrong with that? I'm like, nah, I'm saying. She was like, ain't it been some days? When the last time you did it? The last time, man, you did it? She was like, I know you want to do it again. The whole time my conscience like, yo, bro, look, it's time to stop being petty, bro. Like, look, bro, let the lady watch. That's what my conscience over here said. The other conscience over here was like, nah, bro, keep bucking, bro. You can handle your own business. Your hand been your woman. Keep bucking, Weezy. Keep bucking, bro. Keep bucking. The other conscience was like, look, bro, let her watch, bro. I'm like, man, you crazy. I was like, you want to watch me again? She was like, yeah. I'm like, she was like, look, but in the meantime, like, look, these eyeballs belong to you. I'm like, yo, you nasty, man. She was like, I am. I wish you was getting out. I was like, shh. She was like, I looked up your release date. I was like, for real, you did? I was like, what did it say? She was like, shh. That jump said 2017. I was like, man, it's like 10 years from now. You know what I mean? I'm like, she was like, I don't know where I'm going to be at 10 years from now. I ain't going to lie to you. That's too much right there, White. She was like, you see why I just deal with you the way I was like, yeah, but look, though, don't let the time fool you. I'm still a good dude. You ain't going to be investing your time into some, you know what I mean? She was like, we'll talk about that. But look, I'm coming to your cell though when they go outside, wreck. We'll finish. I was like, all right, man. You know what I mean? So I do the same routine. I go get the cleaning supplies, y'all, and I shot to the cell game, y'all. So boom. I get to the cell. I'm in that junk 10 minutes cleaning up. Next thing you know, she pop up at the door. Hey, White, I'm about to write your homeboy up. I'm like, my homeboy, she's like, yeah, I already wrote the charge. I'm about to turn it in. So I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I already about to turn it in. You know what I mean? So another CO came in. So that stopped her from being at my door. So she dip out. So when she say that, I'm like, my homeboy. So I go to the joint, I look. I see bro in the shower, pause, my old roommate. I'm like, she about to write my homeboy up. So I step out. Left the cleaning supplies in there. I cut out the steps. And another old head dude pull up on me. He was like, hey, look, I think old girl about to write bro up, man. I think he about to get a charge. I'm like, for real, man? He like, yeah. So I start thinking like, she tell me, talking about I'm the only one. I didn't want to be the only one. I never told you to do this. Like, I never told you to stop watching The Wood. Like, I don't care if you watch The Wood. I just want the la-la. That's all I ever cared about, man. Like, now she got me, like, she tricking me out for the number one thunner. She got me doing that whenever she want to. And it's like, now she about to send somebody to the hole. So it was 3 dudes in the shower. You know what I mean? It was 1 upstairs and 2 downstairs. So the old head dude like, yo, she about to write all them dudes up. Another one came like, she about to write all them dudes up. So I'm like, man, no, she can't do that. So everybody get out the shower. Next thing you know, see another CO come in. It wasn't the sergeant or lieutenant or unit manager. It was a CO. He walked in. When he walked in, he looked. He was like, showers 2, 3, and 1. I'm letting you know now, you're going to jail. He just left out. And I looked, and I seen our floor officer coming into the booth. The lady, Miss Ray, she came into the booth. She grabbed the face cards. Now, the face cards is what they get, where they got to look at to make sure they got the right person they writing this charge on, because it's a card they got your face on. It's like an ID that they keep in these little files, and it has your face on it. You know what I mean? It's like IDing somebody. So she's looking at that joint. So when you see a CO looking at that joint, that's never a good thing because there's a charge coming behind that. So she's looking at the face cards. So I'm like, man, that joint crazy. So I see my old roommate, he hop out the shower first. He hop out, he moving around. So I see him go to the booth. He start trying to holler at her, and then another dude go holler at her. So everybody was trying to go cop a plea. You know what I mean? Everybody was trying to go cop a plea. But it's like they got a fraternity of dudes that's the number one thunner. It's like they stick together. So they all down there got the right excuse. I promise you I had a... Like, it's one old head like Paul. It's like he a major vet. For him to avoid one of those charges, man, my word, he used to have this picture, man. He had it laminated, and he would stick it on the wall in the shower. And that junk would be right there. He'll still have the junk down, like his junk not covered. And he'll be acting like he hitting the junk, hitting the picture. But the whole time he hitting the lady. But when they call the people, he gonna tell the people, I was in there looking at a picture. Y'all tell us don't cover the showers up like that. I was in there looking at a picture. I done seen it all, man. Dudes done it all. But right now, Miss Ray looking like she mean business, y'all. So boom. I waited, man. They try to cop a deuce. I waited. She come on the floor. I see, yo, look. I say, yo, Miss Ray, look, don't be, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody really pick me. I was like, yo, look, don't do that, yo, don't do that. She was like, I want to show you that I'm really down for you. I wanted to say, like, you can show me you're really down for me by bringing a la-la. Like, what is this? She was like, no, I want to show you that I'm really down for you. I'm like, no, you ain't got to do that. Look, you ain't got to do all that. Look, don't do it. I was like, don't do it. She was like, nah, it ain't gonna work. So the old Sully see me. He was like, hey, Weezy, what she talking about, Weezy? I'm like, bro, she said, y'all out back, bro. He was like, man, see, man, every time Junk be a monster, it always gotta be a dude that come throw salt in the game. I said, who you talking to, bro? He said, I'm talking to whoever. I'm talking to, I said, well, you need to put an address on that, bro. Real talk, man, because it sound like you talking to me. I said, you talking to me? And I played myself for getting that loud because that kind of alerted everybody that he was talking to me. You know what I mean? I'm like, you talking to me? So he like, bro, I ain't talking to you, bro. I'm talking to whoever, bro. You in her face now, ain't you? Tell her throw the charge away then. I said, bro, listen, bro, I just told her to do it. She said she ain't doing it, bro. What you want me to do, bro? He was like, man, every time is always a dude. So me and bro was cool. But he's so much a number one stunner. He's so much one of those type of guys. This is the only thing he has in his brain. That this is about to come to the end. Because he finally, that you know what I mean? He became a huckleberry to this lady, man. I ain't telling the lady to do this shit, y'all. That's my word, y'all. So boom. So he barking up the wrong tree. So I'm like, all right. So I let him keep talking. My homeboy pull up like, yo, what the hell, bro, talking? I'm like, man, I don't know what he talking about. Man, he wilding, man. You know what I mean? So she's standing there and she just kind of like, I see her watching the whole thing. You know what I mean? She watching the whole thing. Her mind is made up. She's writing a charge. Like she's not changing her mind about this shit. So she has went from being a Loch Ness monster, especially for me, to now she's writing charges. This was amazing. This was amazing right here. I didn't expect this, man. But like, I guess she's really showing me she's really my nympho. Like, and I just didn't want that out of her, man. I wanted more. So at the same time, I couldn't stop what was happening. I still couldn't stop what was happening, man. So I was like, I ain't gonna throw fuel on the fire and holler at her in front of people and do all that no more. You know what I mean? So I made sure I kind of like laid a little bit. And I see my old roommate in cell 9 talking to dude from his city. They over there talking. So my homeboy was like, yo, you should go see what that nigga talking about, bro. So I'm like, nah, because that junk gonna cause a scene. So as he's saying that, I look up. My old roommate just staring at me. He just looking like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, niggas all push. I'm a maniac, y'all. Walked over there. I was like, yo, what's up, bro? I was like, yo, bro, listen, bro. You sound like you got a problem, bro, because you got toe off being the number one stunner. That sound like you got a problem behind that, bro. He was like, bro, look, I done had a million of those charges, bro. But every time a drone is a monster, every time a nigga try to holler at her, they always get to acting funny. It never fails. I'm saying in my head, bro, listen, bro, I don't have the number one stunner rule book. I don't know how it goes down. I don't keep up with how you guys says the Loch Ness monsters locked in, she go. I don't got nothing to do with none of that, bro. I wanted to say, bro, I'm trying to accomplish something else. This is what I'm trying to do. So he just keep getting loud. I say, yo, bro, listen, we ain't got to keep getting loud, bro. We ain't got to keep getting loud, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't got to keep doing that shit, bro. You tripping. So he like, we ain't got to keep doing it then. So his roommate was like, man, look, y'all going to cell, either fight or y'all niggas chill out. So I'm like, man, fuck that. We can fight. You know what I mean? So I stepped past the cell. I stepped past the threshold. Now I'm in cell 9. I'm at his damn cell. I'm in his damn cell. So I ain't walked too far. He in the back of the cell. So he like, yeah, we can, yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever. So I'm like, man, it's whatever then. Like, bro, it's whatever. Goddamn, I'm ready to fight from this Ray eyeballs. Goddamn it. No, he won't buy no eyeballs. But like, at the end of the day, man, he act like he pumping that energy at me. You know what I mean? So as he's saying that, dude's like, I look, the back door from the other area, from the other side. So I guess she did a round next door, then coming around the outside from 4A. So she come from the back. So goddamn, everybody kind of standing by cell 9. Not everybody, but me, his roommate, my homeboy, another dude. So there's a few people over there. So she pinned the joint. So I'm already in the joint. So I was gonna back up. But I was like, no, I want her to see this shit. Cause I'm gonna let her know she fucking white me ready to fight this nigga. And I ain't tell her to do that dumb ass shit. So she got there and walked by him in the joint. She was like, what you doing in here, white? Get out this cell. I was like, I looked at dude. I'm like, yeah, nigga. She's like, get out the cell right now, white. I was like, man, I'm going, man. She's like, go in the office. Go in the office. Let me do this round. I was like, man, what? She's like, go in the office. She took me in the office. Boom. Locked me in the office. I'm like, so now everybody looking at me through the joint because it's a see-through office. So everybody looking at me. I'm like, man, tell her to open the door, man. I'm like, man, what's she doing? So she finished her top tier round. Then she come back down the steps. Then she come back in the joint. Then she closed the door. She like, look, white, I don't need you fighting. I didn't tell you. I said, man, well, look, you about to write the nigga up. He thinking it's because of me. She was like, it's not because of you. It's not because of you. I'm just tired of looking at him. I just want to look at you. I just want to look at you. I'm like, nah, look, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like hell no, man. Like, it ain't like that, man. Like, for real though, man, don't write them niggas up, man. I was like, that shit is going to cause a whole bunch of shit, especially with me and you got going on. She was like, I'm going to let them slide this time. She was like, but let them know I'm done. I don't want to look no more. I don't want to see them in the shower playing with their damn self. I don't want to see that no more, White. I'm like, look, I'm not telling them shit. I'm just letting them know that you ain't doing that charge. That's all I'm saying. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. She was like, look, if I do that, what you gonna do for me? I'm like, what? She was like, if I do that, what you gonna do for me? I'm like, man, look, man, this ain't the time right now. She like, yeah, it is. When you come out and work. She said, before I go home, when you come out and work. I'm like, she said, I'm only gonna let you and the old dude out. I'm like, you trying to see it again? She's like, yeah. I was like, this lady a freaking nympho, y'all, so boom. I let her have it though, man, you know what I mean? But I did, you know what I mean? I went back to bro homeboy, my old roommate homeboy. I said, yo, look. I said, man, I just talked Shorty out of doing the jump, man. I said, she ain't gonna write the charge. You know what I mean? If she already wrote it, they ain't gonna serve the joint because they ain't gonna come pack these niggas up to go to the hole because you go to the hole for that shit. So I was like, they straight, you know what I mean? But I was like, I will let niggas know that I don't think it's safe to be doing it. Dudes were like, damn, she fuck with you, Weezy. I'm like, yeah, I mean, we cool, that's it. Like, I ain't getting no pack out of that bitch. I tried to start off on something like, I ain't getting no pack out of her. You know what I mean? Like, bro, ain't, you know what I mean? Nothing like that. So I guess when he go holler at my old roommate seen me, you know what I mean? He seen me, he like, let me holler at you right quick, Weezy. I'm like, for real, I look like, can I trust this dude? I'm like, it's about that. I'm like, what's up? He's like, yo, I appreciate you, man. At first, I looked at his hand. I was like, he was like, oh, you ain't gonna dap me up. I said, not because we beefing or nothing like that. I said, just because you the number one thunner. The number one. I said, bro, listen, bro, you do that on the daily. I said, look. He was like, hey, you wild. I said, nah, look, bro, like, for real, I ain't tell her to do that, bro. I was like, for real, am I trying to smack her? Am I trying to get that pack? Yeah, bro, you know me, you was in the room. And I said, but at the end of the day, bro, I ain't tell her to do that, bro. He said, nah, I know you was trying to crack on her the whole time. But like we ain't never had no problems. Like, you know what I mean? So I see her leave from your cell the day before. Then the next day I do this is what happened. I'm like, bro, listen, you know me, bro. I said, you think I'm gonna tell this lady, stop watching The Wood? I said, nah, bro, like, I wish she didn't watch The Wood. I said, if she a Wood watcher, she a Wood watcher. Like, bro, I can't stop that. He was like, bro, I feel that though, bro. He was like, man, but look, like, for real though, bro, I had said something to her. You know what I mean? He was like, she said I was straight. She said I was straight, but the other dude, she don't like him. You know what I mean? So she was like, I ain't gonna tell the other dude shit. Goddamn, all I know is he motherfucking talking about he next in the shower right here. I'm next in the shower because goddamn Miss Ray come to work. I'm about to nail her ass, bro. I'm like, man, this nigga psycho. This nigga just, man, this nigga was about to clash. Now he's about to get back to his regular scheduled program game, being the number one thunner. So boom, bro had it mapped out. You know what I mean? Like he had it mapped out what was going on. I looked up, I seen him and old head having a conversation. They was talking to each other like right by the shower. So it looked like the old head won't try to hear that shit. Old head said, man, they ain't trying to hear that shit. They ain't your pussy. I said, oh shit. So I don't know what my old roommate told him. My word, old head said, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. They ain't your pussy. And just walked away from the nigga. So my old son was like, yeah, all right, look, I'm about to get in the shower. Oh, the old head was like, no, my shower bag was right there. He was like, man, the lady don't want to see you, nigga. She don't want to see you. She ain't trying to see you, nigga. He was loud as a bitch. I'm like, but this is what happens when gunners get into it. Like, you hear these type of arguments, you know what I mean? Thank God I didn't get the rumbling. I'd have been like, dude, why you went to the hole? You was fighting over Miss Ray. She ain't bring you the pack. Oh, you ain't Nella. What the hell are you doing? So I was so glad my shit got ironed out. But to see my old roommate snapping out over the shower was bananas. So him and old head going back and forth over a fucking shower. So I'm like, this shit wild. So the old head give it to him. Old head, all right, fuck it. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. He get on the jump. You know what I mean? Miss Ray in the come in the jump. She come in the pod. Niggas like, damn, these niggas about to fight over Miss Ray. I'm glad I was out that situation. Miss Ray don't know what's going on. She just think that niggas just arguing or whatever the case. So she come in, do her regular little joint when she first get in there. So niggas is job waiting. So look, my old roommate get in the shower. He in the first shower. It's a shower to the left. Then it's a middle shower. Then it's the cowboy door showers. The same setup is at the top. 2 regular showers, a cowboy door shower. The cowboy door shower is the big shower, y'all. Don't forget. But the nigga that they said is the shower that they fighting over is the shower to the left. Because when Miss Ray do her rounds on 1 through 12 sales, she's coming down ripping the runway. That's what they call it. Yeah, the showers is right there. She can't miss the nigga in the shower. Nigga in the shower knocking her toboggan loose. But this is why they fighting over the shower. The lady just let them slide, and these niggas still fighting over the shower. Can you believe that? But my old roommate said she told him he was straight. Man, my word, she started doing it around. My old roommate in the shower. Goddamn. She ain't say shit. She walked right past her. You know what I mean? When she come this way, as soon as she come this way and go up the steps, the old head dude walked to the shower. My old roommate in that joint, he opened the joint up. And he just went in there and started rumbling my celly. Boom, boom, boom. I'm looking at two dudes fighting wet shower. The dudes. Pause, man. Pause. My old roommate was in the shower fighting, man. He was in there gunning. Then he had to fight. Like, when the shower door opened up, like, them niggas was in that bitch fighting, man. I guarantee they was in that bitch fighting. That shit that looked wild as shit, yo. I don't even want to describe it. I'm not going to describe it. They was in that bitch rumbling. The old head was fully dressed. My old roommate was in that bitch butterball naked in his shower shoes, now barefooted, and he in there rumbling the old head, y'all. So boom, they in that bitch getting it, boom, boom, boom. All you hear is a shout. So she on the top. She don't even know they fighting because it's loud in the pod. So she doing her round on the top. So when she come around, she come down the steps. She walk to the office. She still don't see her. Her back is to the shit. She walk to the office. She go in the office for a minute. Them niggas still in there rumbling. I look, the lady in the booth don't even fucking see it. The lady in the booth is standing by 2A like this at the bars talking to the niggas in 2A. She like this. Niggas in this bitch fighting in a shower like maniacs. My word, goddamn. Police goddamn, when Miss Ray finally come out, she was like, and she looked just like a wood watcher she is. She was like, she looked down there and she seen it. She was like, oh my God. She looked at me. I was like, what the fuck you looking at me for? Then I spun this way. She was like, oh my God. She's like, they fighting. She ran to the door. She was like, y'all stop fighting. Y'all stop it. Y'all stop it. Oh, here came out wet as a bitch. Oh, he was like, yeah, motherfucker, come on. Come on, motherfucker. Yeah, you a bitch. Come on. Old head uniform wet as a bitch. That nigga damn. That nigga like, yeah, come on, nigga. Yeah, come on, nigga, a bitch. Yeah, come on. My word, my roommate came out. That nigga butterball naked. Everybody was like, what the fuck, nigga? Come out, nigga was like, what's up? This nigga fighting butterball naked, jank swinging paws. My word, they won't pay her no mind. Them niggas get the record out there. Boom, 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 boom. The CEO that was talking to nigga in 2A, she finally looked back. She looked back. She was like, oh my God. She grabbed a gun. She telling Miss Ray, move, Miss Ray. Miss Ray like, y'all stop. She got the walkie-talkie, y'all stop it. Y'all, she all in the gun range like a bitch. So the lady can't even hit that far for real anyway. But she ain't gonna hit that far because Miss Ray right there. These niggas rumbling. Blow, 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 blow. Niggas wrecking like a bitch. Nigga here. Police running that bitch. Word. Watch out. Watch out. Niggas running that bitch. Get him. Get him. Niggas handcuff old head wet as a bitch. He all damp. You like, niggas shirt dripping. Niggas grab my old roommate. Niggas like, this nigga butt cheeks all out. Pause. This nigga getting handcuffed. Goddamn niggas like, y'all lock. Everybody go to their cell. Everybody go to their cell. So y'all know I'm in 34, so I'm taking for, I'm like, damn. I'm like, this shit crazy, man. I'm like, yo, hey, Sarge, you want me to clean this water up? He was like, yeah, why you clean this water up? So I was able to stay out. Y'all know if I would have went to cell 34, the show would have been over with. I wouldn't have been able to see nothing from back there. So I said, you want me to clean this water? He was like, yeah. So I went and grabbed a mop bucket, you know what I mean? So I'm like, damn. So I'm like, Miss Ray, you good? She was acting like she was all scared and like, I'm like, man, you like, this the first fight you ever saw in your damn life looking at her. That's what I wanted to say. She was like, oh my God. I didn't know they was fighting white. I'm like, fuck no. She was like, oh, I don't believe that shit, man. She was like, that shit, was it over me? I was like, man, I don't know, man. I just told her that. I was like, I don't know. She was like, that's crazy. She was like, that's why I don't want to watch nobody but you. I said, yeah, look, we'll talk about that later. I said, man, open the closet up, man. She opened the joint up. Grab the shit. I'm like, man, this shit wild as a bitch, man. I'm like, man, this shit wild as hell, man. Like, this shit wild, man. She was like, yeah, this is crazy. Like, for real, white, man. That's why I just keep it the way I keep it. Like, I don't want to mix, like, you know, like getting together and all of that. Like, I just like being nasty and like I want you to provide that for me. I'm like, yeah, I got you, man. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, but same time, that's all you gonna want me to do is just jerk off for the rest of my life, man. She was like, I don't know. We don't know what the future hold, white. I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. I was like, man, all right, man. You know what I mean? This time, y'all, I was like, man, all right, man. They got the nigga, they got to pack the dude up that was rumbling, all that shit. I'm in the closet being a psycho. I'm like, man, all right, stay right there, man. Y'all, let's do this. Knocked her toboggan off, y'all. So boom. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna knock her toboggan off. This is all she want me to do. I stood there real quick, and this time it took 3 minutes. And I knocked her goddamn toboggan off right there while they was getting everything together. And that made it even more exciting that the people was in that bitch. I knocked her goddamn toboggan off of that bitch. I promise you, I ain't even give a fuck that time. My word. So goddamn, she feeling good. I'm like, man. I was like, yo, this shit wild. Niggas like, that shit, niggas fighting over her and all of that shit, you know what I mean? I was like, man, I don't leave that shit go. I don't know what the fuck was going on. So we locked down. So goddamn, the next morning roll around. We look up. I come to the door and look, I can't see shit. But what I can see is when somebody gets to the top steps by our job, look, it's the investigator. I'm like, oh shit, the white dude. The fuck? I went and sat back down. So I watched the sports center. The fuck? Next thing you know, his white face at the door. What's up, white? I'm like, he like, open up 34. He come in, he was like, hey, I'll ask you something. I was like, ask me what? He was like, Officer Ray. He said, was she messing with your old roommate? The one that was in here when you first got in here? I said, man, I don't know why you asking me that. He said, I'm asking you because you work on the shift. I said, man, I don't know, man. I don't know shit, man, about shit. He said, you don't know shit about shit, huh? I said, I don't know shit about shit, man. He said, yeah, you know, just piecing things together, man. You know, informant told me that, you know, you and her spend a lot of time together. White, is that right? I was like, what? I was like, man, look. He was like, listen, I don't know what she has going on, but I'm letting you know now, White. If you want to go to Lawrenceville, this is when I first found out that he knew that I was plotting about them, because around this time is when my plans finally came and like, yo, I'm about to go to Lawrenceville. I'm trying to get to Lawrenceville. Fuck that shit. I know I got to do about a year and a half more, 2 more years, but I'm going to stay the fuck out the way. But like, for him to know this plan was wild. I'm like, he said, if you want to go to Lawrenceville, I'm letting you know that. Fucking leave that lady alone. Leave her fucking alone. I'm going to handle her. And they go through this shit a lot with officers, man. Like, I'm like, yo, look, I don't know shit. He's like, all right. He dipped out. Close 34. He dipped. I'm like, what the fuck? Next day roll around. Miss Ray pull up. I'm like, she back at work. She pull up. She see me. She tell me off the rip. She said, they said, stand by for outside rack. I'm like, hold on, man. I ain't fucking with her. I said, this shit a setup, man. Hell no, man. I said, this shit, I ain't fucking with her, man. I said, she wildin', man. So goddamn, they leave out. She pull up on me. She was like, hey, White, go get the supplies. I was like, why? She said, for you can take it to your cell. I said, why? She said, if I can watch you. I said, man, you a fucking nympho, man. I'm done with that shit, man. She was like, nah. I said, nah. I wanted to be like, yo, the investigator pulled. I ain't want her about shit. Because I felt like this was a lineup. I'm like, yo, look, I ain't doing it, man. She was like, look, I need it, White. I had a long day. I'm like, yeah, I bet. Goddamn, I'm like, man, shh. So I ain't get this shit, but I'm thinking in my head, don't do it. My bad conscience like, yo, look, do that shit, nigga. Look, one time for the road, nigga, knock her toboggan off, nigga. Fuck it. You ain't gonna never nail her anyway. Go get the cleaning supplies and knock her toboggan off. So that's what I'm thinking about. My good conscience like, yo, bro, don't do it, bro. The investigator gonna line your ass up, don't do it. So, man, fuck that shit. I ain't thinking about none of y'all. I go get the cleaning supply, take it upstairs. I get to the cell. She come in the joint. I was like, look. I said, look, man, this is my last time doing this shit too, man. She was like, it is. I just wanted to see it one time because I'm about to switch jobs anyway. I was like, oh, you about to dip? She was like, yeah. I said, you could have brought me something before you dip your pet ass. She was like, I am bringing you something. I was like, what? She was like, these eyeballs. I was like, man, Lord. She was like, now come on. I was like, man, Lord, man. I'm like, grab the wall. I'm like, man, shit. She's like, hurry up, White. I'm like, man, hold the fuck on. I said, man, grab your titties at least, man, this time. She was like, I said, man, grab your titties, man. She was like, she was like watermelon. She was like, I stood there. And I knocked the toboggan off again, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, man. I knocked the toboggan off again, man. Long story short, man. But that was the end of that. That was the last day I seen Miss Ray, man. She never came back to 2 buildings. She never came back to Sussex. And nothing ever happened to me for knocking her toboggan off, man. But I really was trying to break her. I thought this was the one, y'all. Like a lot of stories I be telling y'all. I thought I can get her, man. She wouldn't break, man. She was a tough one, y'all. But she was a nympho for the other things, though, man. And like, I guess she thought she was doing me a favor too, man. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? That shit was just wild at the end of the day, man. That shit was wild, man. My old roommate and dude ended up getting out the hole. Them niggas went back to being the number one. They went back to their normal life, man, doing what they got to do, man. And I continue on with my bid, man. I was trying to get to Lawrenceville for real, man. But at the end of the day, that was a crazy situation. That's the end of the day. damn story. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all know the count, man. Stay your ass out the way for you can live out here with your family forever, man. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was the Tuesday Banger Game. That's what I need y'all to do with this one. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's go. But y'all be safe and stay our ass away.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.